and to Father, our Bishop, His Grace, of Chicago and Midwest Diocese.
In stereo, no less. Christ is in our midst. I know that I probably should have taken advantage of being the first speaker on the list, because when you're down at the bottom, all of the things that you wanted to say already been said. But I know I was here last year as Archimandrite Matthias at your 50th anniversary of your priesthood, and it truly is a joy and an honor for me to be here today to honor you and to honor Matushka and Margarita. And I know how much of an impact and how many thousands of lives, as was mentioned before, that you have touched in this parish of Holy Trinity. Now, to put things into perspective, when Father Vladimir, as a young priest, began this parish, I was at Parma High School. A humble high school student. And even from those days, when I heard the name Father Vladimir Berzonsky, it always gave me the thought of a great theologian, a great speaker, a great lecturer, a great author and speaker. He is one of those names sort of like on the same level as Father Schmemann, Father Meyendorf, Father Vladimir Berzonsky, and so many others, in an era of their own. And I know how difficult, well, I don't know from experience, I do know how difficult it is to leave a parish after you served it. The longest pastorate I had was in a parish that I was there for 22 years. And I know how difficult it is to let go. And I can only imagine not only letting go of a parish, but being the one that you nurtured, you grew, you founded, and to have the trust and faith to be able to step aside. When Father Vladimir first wrote me and asked for a blessing to retire, I know that he had gone back and forth as to whether he should or not. And I didn't in any way want to encourage him in either way, because I felt that it was his decision to make. And I knew that as he thought about it and prayed about it, that he would come to the right decision for himself and for Matushka and for the parish. And so I allowed it to take place. What truly amazed me during this entire process was when he did decide to step aside and did decide that he was going to retire at the end of February, never once did he mention to me a name of a successor to this parish. He left that clearly in my hands to decide. And I was truly amazed by that. I can't imagine how much faith and respect that you expressed in doing that. And one of the greatest challenges I've learned in this past year as the Archpastor of the diocese is to make those decisions. I ask for advice from many people. I know that I don't know the priest well enough yet, and the parishes well enough yet to simply make that decision on my own. And so I do ask for input and for suggestions. But in God's will, it seemed that the perfect person came forward. And for me, it was almost a no-brainer to decide who that person would be. And again, Father, I want to thank you for the trust that you placed in my hands and the trust in the diocese. in making that decision. And rumors have been floating around, I'm sure, but the priest that will be here on March 1st is Father Alexander Bartlos, who is the grandson, actually, of Archbishop John of Chicago. Father Alexander has been the chancellor of the OCA for several years, and especially during the difficult years of the OCA. He was also the priest involved when the difficulties in Alaska took place. And really, single-handedly, if it wasn't for Father Alexander, a much more disastrous thing could have happened in Alaska. He is a good pastor. He is a good leader and a good role model. And when I shared this with Father Vladimir, he was very happy to hear that that was the choice. Because I think he has faced so many challenges in his own life as a priest, and that this will be a challenge to come here to Holy Trinity. And as Father Limbara mentioned today as well, it's a difficult thing for Father Vladimir to step aside. It's a difficult thing to let go. I am a parent, and I have children. And I know how hard it is to let go. You know, you want to keep your hands on them and still make sure they don't get into trouble and do something that they shouldn't do. But still you have to have faith in the fact that you've done the best you can, and you must let go. And the same is true here with Holy Trinity. You will be in a new time, in a new era. But the foundation has been laid. And Father Vladimir has laid that foundation, and the foundation is Christ. And that's how the church will continue. In every parish that I've left, that I've had to walk away from, I've always told the parishioners that if you really want to honor me and respect me as your pastor, you will continue to love God, to love the church, and continue to do the work that you've done. Because if you don't, then I've failed you as a pastor. And so if you want to continue to give honor to Father Vladimir and to Matushka, to give honor to them and respect to them for all of the hard work that they've done throughout these years, take the baton and continue to run the race. Do the best that you can, working with your new priest, with his Matushka, and with all of the people that can work together for the greater glory of God's kingdom. And for you today also, Father Vladimir, I want to give to you, which I'm sure you've had many of them in the past, but I want to give this one to you especially today. By the grace of God, Gramota, we wish to express our archpastoral gratitude by invoking God's blessings upon Archpriest Vladimir Berzonsky in grateful recognition for his many years of faithful service in the vineyard of our Lord, and especially to Holy Trinity Orthodox Church, Parma, Ohio, presented on the joyful occasion of his retirement celebration, January 29, 2012, from the Holy Synod of Bishops of the Orthodox Church in America. Our prayers are with you, Father and Matushka, and may God, one thing I want to make sure that you understand, he may be retired as the pastor of this parish, but you're never a retired priest. You are always a priest, and always a Matushka, and you will continue to serve the church in whatever way that the church calls you in the rest of your lives. So may God's blessings be upon both of you.